This is part 1 to a video series that is going to be devoted to hip mobility. My intention as I teach you this is to soothe your nervous system. I'm going to teach it in a way that I hope will be relaxing for you, because I truly believe that if we approach movement in a soft and relaxed state, we can discover that we have a lot more flexibility and mobility than we realize. So if you like the sound of that, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the next videos I post. The next 2 videos I post will be a continuation of this. Begin by laying with your back to the floor. If it's okay for you, have your legs laid out straight, but if not, you can also have your knees bent. Now place your hands on your abdomen, widen your elbows slightly away from your body. Think about relaxing and receiving the support from the floor or your bed if you're laying on your bed. Close your eyes and take a moment to connect to the sensations you feel within you. What part of you feels most connected to the surface you're laying on? What parts of you feel heaviest to the surface you're laying on? And where do you feel lifted or disconnected away from the surface beneath you? In your mind's eye, measure the length of your left leg. And now measure the length of your right leg. Which leg feels longer? Which leg feels heavier? And what about your pelvis? Do you feel more weight towards the left or the right side of your pelvis? How much of your spine makes contact with the surface behind you? And do you feel more weight from your right arm or your left arm? Notice the way your head is connecting to the surface behind you. And notice if you feel more pressure towards the right or the left side of the back of your head. You're just taking a few moments to connect to yourself and to notice the way you are right now in this present moment. There's nothing you need to fix. You're perfect the way you are. In this lesson, you're going to explore how to improve upon yourself, improve upon the state that you're in now. So with that, notice your breathing. And pay attention to the rise and fall of your abdomen beneath your hands as you breathe. Imagine that as you breathe, your air not only expands your abdomen forward, but it also expands your back backwards. Imagine that when you breathe in, it expands you globally throughout your torso. Observe the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. And you don't need to take in a deep breath to improve upon your breathing. In fact, I encourage you to keep it easy and just breathe, allowing your visualization to expand upon your ability to breathe. Next, bend your knees one at a time and place your feet flat down. You can keep your eyes closed if it helps you connect more to yourself, or you can open your eyes. But do have your legs comfortably apart and your feet comfortably apart, about a hip distance apart more or less. Relax your arms by your sides now. You can have your palms up or your palms down, whatever is most comfortable for you. Begin tilting your right leg outwards towards your right, and then slowly return back to where you started. We're going to repeat this movement several times. Make sure you're not doing this so far that you feel a stretch. Instead, do movements that feel soothing. Do a movement that feels like a gentle rocking is starting to occur throughout you. As you move your right leg outwards and back to where you started, start to be curious about where your hip joint is. Where do you perceive the motion of your leg and your hip joint? Imagine that the very top of your leg, where it connects into your hip joint, is a ball, and your actual hip joint is a hollow socket. So as you tilt your leg out to the side, it has a gentle glide inside of the joint that allows you to easily roll your leg slightly to the right. Do it in such a way that it doesn't fatigue you, it feels gentle. And the next time you tilt your right leg to the right, go ahead and roll your head to the right as well. Come back to center with your head and your knee at the same time. And continue on this tilting of your right knee to the right with your head rolling to the right as well. And notice that when you roll your head to the right simultaneously to your knee tilting, it encourages a movement through your ribs, your spine, and your chest. And if it's hard for you to perceive that, why not place one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen? And as you roll your head to the right and tilt your right knee to the right, notice how there's a shifting that's occurring beneath your hands. All right. Bring everything back to center into a pause. Relax your arms down by your sides. Straighten your legs one at a time. And take a moment to observe the sensation you have of your right leg in comparison to your left leg. Do you feel that one leg feels lighter, or is it different than the way it was before? When you're ready, bend your legs again. Let's start a little differently. Place both hands on your lower abdomen, widen your elbows slightly. Think about relaxing your back to the surface behind you. And bring your attention to your breathing again, noticing the rise and fall of your abdomen in relationship to your inhale and your exhale. And the next time you feel an exhale is going to occur, use that moment to tilt your left leg slightly to your left and then return to your center. When you return to your center, wait a moment and time the tilting of your left knee outwards to the left with the moment of an exhale occurring. So try not to put a forceful breath into this. Truly think about waiting for the moment of the exhale to occur before you start tilting the leg. And once you've done that a few times, just find yourself in a smooth and soothing rhythm of tilting your left knee towards your left and towards your center again. Don't get hung up on the breathing. If you find that you're breathing in opposite ways, that's perfectly fine. It was just an idea to explore. And as you continue to tilt your legs softly inwards and back to your starting point, imagine that ball and socket joint of your hip, the ball at the very top of your leg, and the hollow socket, which is your hip joint. And imagine that it is a very smooth, well-lubricated connection. Move yourself in a way that gives you that sensation. So move yourself however small you need to give yourself a sense of smoothness, roundedness within the hip joint. And when you're ready, start to involve a rolling of your head to the left. As your knee comes back to your center, your head will come to your center as well. You can explore waiting for the moment of an exhale to roll and tilt your knee to your left, or you can breathe in any other way. An idea to explore whatever gives you the most pleasant experience of yourself. That's what you should do. And then attend to the movement that is occurring beneath your hands. Notice that your abdomen slightly slides to your left. Notice that there's a little bit of a shift that's occurring in your chest. You could always take one hand to a chest as you tilt. And perhaps you can perceive that there's a weight change across your upper back, across your shoulders. The next time you come back to your center, take a pause and go ahead and slowly straighten your legs one at a time. Relax your arms down by your sides. And take a moment to notice the way you're connecting to the surface behind you. Has anything changed compared to before? Do your hips feel different? Do your legs feel different? If you're ready to continue, bend your legs one at a time. Again, having your knees and your feet about hip width apart and your feet more or less directly under your knees. You can keep your arms relaxed by your sides. And we're going to begin the tilting of your right knee and your head to the right again. Remember, only going as far as you can create a smooth, high quality motion, not going as far as you can go. Instead, focusing on all the moving parts that occur in between your knee and your head. Pay attention to the motion of your spine, your pelvis. Do you find that one arm gets longer as you tilt your right knee to your right? Now we're going to progress this slightly. And while we do, keep your left knee more or less pointed towards the ceiling. You might notice that your left knee is tilting towards the right along with your right leg. Start to pay attention to that and start to practice tilting your right leg outwards without bringing your left knee along. Find a way to do that that doesn't feel rigid or forceful. And the next time that you tilt your right leg to the right, think about rolling towards your outer foot and then come back to center. As you tilt your right leg to the right and you roll your head to the right, imagine you lift the inner edge of your foot away from the floor, bringing more pressure to the outer edge of your foot. And as you come back to center with your knee and your head, your foot fully connects to the floor again. Ease yourself into this idea. Ease yourself into this combination of rolling your ankle outwards as you tilt your knee and your head outwards, and then returning to your center. It starts with a visualization. It starts in your imagination. And then you start to do it. And you do it in a way that feels like it just goes along with all the other motions in a very gentle way. Take a moment to pause at your center. And now let's start taking this onto your other side. So start rolling your head and tilting your left knee outwards to your left. And then coming back to your center. If you find that you are naturally incorporating your foot, fabulous. If you're not, we'll get there. For now, do focus on what's going on with your right leg as you tilt your left knee to your left. If you find that your right leg starts to tilt towards the left along with your left leg, start to practice keeping your right leg more or less pointed towards the ceiling, your right knee more or less pointed towards the ceiling. And once you have found a way to do that without force, start to bring your attention to your left foot. And as you tilt your left knee outwards to the left, think about rolling slightly outwards to the outer part of your left foot. Imagine that the inner edge of your foot starts to peel away from the floor. And again, it's a practice. Don't do a big motion. Start small. And once you feel like a small motion is coming together smoothly, then you can start to explore maybe doing it a little bit bigger. But basically what we're doing is we're doing a simple movement on repeat, and we're starting off with the motion small, making it really easy, high quality, very clear in your mind. And then you start to build upon that so that when you do the motion larger, you're building upon that larger motion in a clear, smooth sense within you. And then come back to your center. Take a moment to straighten your legs. Again, let's find a moment of pause and rest. A moment of stillness and just existence in this crazy, busy world. Tune into your breathing. Tune into the way you're connecting to the surface you're laying on. And when you're ready, bend your legs, place your feet flat down. And bring your attention to your right knee again, and start to tilt your right knee to the right while you roll your head to the right. And go ahead and incorporate the rolling outwards of your right foot. So as you tilt your right knee to your right, your inner edge of your right foot peels away from the floor. Your left knee stays pointed towards the ceiling. And the next time that you tilt your right knee outwards to the right, take a moment to slide your right leg straight. And as the leg fully straightens, roll your head back to center as you feel your right knee coming more towards the center line. Take a pause, and we're going to reverse the same way you went there. So start to roll your right leg outwards as you roll your head outwards, and then start to bend your right knee outwards to the right and drag your right foot towards you. When your right foot can't come any closer to you, bring your head and your right knee back to your starting point, knee pointed towards the ceiling and nose pointed towards the ceiling. Take a moment of pause. Remember to only go as far as it's comfortable. Side note, if you feel discomfort when you tilt your right knee fully to the right, you could also place a pillow right under the side of your leg as you're tilting outwards. But let's try this again. Tilt your right knee out to the right, roll your head to the right until you feel the inner edge of your right foot leave the floor. Once you are on the side of your right foot, you can then slide your right leg straight. And as your right leg is straightening, find a moment to bring your head to roll to your center again. And then roll your head to the right as you roll your right leg outwards to the right, simultaneously bending your right knee to the right. And once you've pulled your foot up towards your tush, go ahead and bring your knee back to center and your head back to center. Take a moment of pause. And again, tilt your right knee and your head to the right. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Find a moment that you can easily slide your right leg straight. And as your right leg straightens, bring your head back to center. Roll your right knee to the right. Roll your head to the right and drag your right foot upwards towards you. And once you're ready, bring the knee back to standing and bring your head back to center. And take a moment to pause here. Straighten both legs. And just relax. Notice if there's a difference in sensation from your right leg to your left leg. When you're ready, bend one leg at a time again. Let's start doing this on the other side. Start to tilt your left knee outwards to the left while you're rolling your head to your left, and then come back to your center. We're going to add in that full straightening of the leg in a moment. First, get yourself into a very relaxing rhythm with the way that you're moving. Start to find the peeling of your foot outwards to the left, keeping your right knee pointing more or less to the ceiling. And the next time that you tilt your left knee outwards to the left, roll your foot a little bit outwards and slide your left leg straight. And as your left leg straightens, roll your head to center as you feel your left knee rolling back towards the center line. Then roll your left leg outwards to the left in a way that allows you to bend your left knee outwards. Drag your foot up the floor towards you, and then bring your foot to stand on the floor as your left knee returns to a center, and so does your head. Take a moment of pause, and then start fresh. Roll your head to the left, tilt your left knee to the left. And then slide your left leg straight once you feel that you've rolled your foot outwards. And as the leg lengthens, gently roll your head to center. Find a rhythm that suits you, continuing on in a way that feels gentle, lazy even. And just continue going through this motion, however many more times it sparks your curiosity. Imagine that you have a well-lubricated hip joint, a spine that moves beautifully, the next time you bring your leg to center, take a moment to pause and have both of your legs bent. So both feet are flat on the floor, both knees are bent. And now we're going to go through a bit of an alternating motion here. Let's return your attention to your right side. So tilt your right knee to the right, rolling your head to the right, rolling your right foot outwards to the right, so that you can find a way to easily slide your right leg straight. Left knee stays more or less pointed towards the ceiling. Now this time, once your right leg goes straight, roll your head to center and then roll your head to the left while rolling your left knee out to the left. Your left foot rolls outwards and you slide your left leg straight. And it's going to be a bit of a circle. So pass your head through center, roll your head to the right and start bending your right knee towards the right, gently dragging your right foot up the floor towards you. Bring your head to center as your right knee comes to center, and go ahead and roll your head right over to the left, bringing your left knee to join in a bend to the left. And then bring your left knee to center as you roll your head to center and you pass it through to the right, tilting your right knee to the right, sliding your right leg straight. And as the right leg goes straight, feel for the timing where it makes sense to just start rolling your head to the left, tilting your left knee to the left, and sliding your left leg long. Once you have both legs straight, take a moment and we're going to switch. Now begin rolling your head to the right as you bend your right knee to the right and you drag your right foot up the surface you're laying on towards your tush. Your head comes back to center as your knee comes back to center. You roll your head to the left and it rolls your left knee outwards to the left. And then you come back to center with your head and you pause here, both legs bent. Now, before I ask you to straighten your legs, I'm going to encourage you to utilize that trajectory to straighten your legs. So rather than picking up the weight of your leg and straightening it, why not just tilt the weight of your leg to the side and slide it straight? So to whichever side you like, roll your head and that knee towards the outer side. That way you're not picking up the weight of your leg, you're just sliding the weight of your leg down the surface. And then roll your head to the other side and slide that leg straight and bring your head back to center. And take a moment to feel yourself and again just exist and relax. Notice your breathing. Close your eyes. And observe if anything feels different throughout you. Roll your head gently side to side. And as you roll your head, notice if there's a movement that occurs in your shoulders, if there's a sensation that one arm gets longer at some point. When you're ready to complete this lesson, play with this idea of not picking up the weight of your leg, but dragging your leg up towards you. So again, you can roll your head to the side and bend the knee out to the side to drag your foot up. Do that to the other side. And when you're ready to bring yourself up to a seated position, tilt both of your knees to one side. Reach the opposite arm over to that side and slowly roll yourself up to a seated position. Here's to a happy, healthy, higher quality of life. Until next time, bye.